What's up, guys? zzirGrizz here, and I'm playing a little WAW on Outskirts with the PTRS. And I told you guys earlier, like, I had a really bad week last week. It was just really like a culmination of different things, and that I would make a commentary and tell you guys a little bit about what happened to me last week. And it actually started not just last week, but the weekend before last, and I lost my Black Ops sweatshirt, and I don't know if you could say it was lost or it was stolen. It was just kind of accidentally misplaced, I guess you could say. I did have a nice, I'll tell you guys a little bit about it. I had a nice Black Ops sweatshirt that I had picked up from like Hot Topic, and I had my gamer tag put in like the hoodie part, just like right above my eyes. That said zzirGrizz, and that's what I like wore to LA last time I went to the IGAs. Is what I wore to like MLG Columbus and stuff. I really liked the sweatshirt, man. I thought it was pretty sick. But what happened is the weekend before last, I had some friends of mine call me and say, "Hey, let's go out to this bar." Now this bar is, and I'm not gonna say the name of it, but it's pretty like a rough bar. It's one of those bars that, like at least 3 or 4 times a night, there's like a fist fight, either right in the middle of the bar or outside, and usually they're pretty funny. I really wish I could like record them and show them to you guys, because the people that get in fights in this bar are hilarious. Like, I was out there one time and there was like two guys, and they were like, what? One of them was probably like 300 pounds, the other was like 350 pounds, and they're both like 5'10", like they were just like little fat guys, and they go out in the middle of the street and like take their shirts off, and they're like, "You want some of this shit?" And I'm like, dude, that is not intimidating at all. When your gut's hanging up over your belt, that's not intimidating. So anyway, they talked me into coming out to this bar, and I really didn't want to, but I thought, what the hell, I ain't got nothing planned anyway, so I decided to go out. So when I get there, I find out they've got like a new bouncer. So I'm thinking, okay, well maybe it's not as bad as it used to be. They've got a little bit of semi-security or whatever. Well, it turns out that that's the guy that all this originated from, was actually the bouncer, I guess you could say. I'll roll back a little bit. Every time that I'm there, I tend to lose something, whether I get like really hammered or somebody just picks it up. I always end up losing stuff. And I had my Black Ops sweatshirt on, so what I did was I went out to my car, I put it in the back seat of my car, locked my car up. That way I knew I wouldn't lose my sweatshirt, because I love that sweatshirt. So I go back inside. We're all out there, we drink and dance and everything like that. And then, like, the bar's getting ready to close down. And the bouncer, and I don't know if you guys have ever watched like Lizard Lick Towing or whatever that series is, but the big tall guy with like the mohawk, the blonde guy from that show. That's kind of what this bouncer looks like. And he was getting into it. This little short Mexican that looked like Cheech from Cheech and Chong, but like 2 inches shorter. And they end up going outside after closing, and they're talking shit to one another, back and forth, back and forth. Well, apparently the bouncer's girlfriend knew the Mexican guy, so he's like, or she's trying to keep the Mexican like down, like trying to calm him down or whatever. Well, the Mexican, because they knew each other, she was putting her hands on his chest, and all he did was kind of moved her hands down. He didn't slap him, he didn't push her, nothing like that. But that that bouncer was just like looking for a reason to tear into this little Mexican guy. And that did it right there. So he's like, "Don't ever put your hands on my old lady," and grabs this Mexican. They go down outside in the front, and he cracks this Mexican guy like 5 or 6 times, like just square in the face, man. Got him down on the ground. And when they went down, the bouncer guy like cut up his knuckles on the guy's teeth and like his elbows and knees and stuff like that. And my sister goes, "Hey, this couple needs a ride home," referring to the bouncer and his girlfriend. And I'm like, oh, whatever. So I decide, okay, I'll be a nice guy, give these guys a ride home, because they're both drunk. I'm barely buzzed. So they get in my car, and he's like, "Yo, sorry, bro. I'm just trying not to bleed over your back seat." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'd appreciate if you would keep the blood off my upholstery." But so I take them home, and they had clothes with them, like sweatshirts and stuff, because it's starting to get cold out. And apparently my sweatshirt that was in the back seat got mixed in with their sweatshirts, and I dropped them off at home. They picked up my sweatshirt. Long story short, now they can't find it because now the woman that he was fighting over has now, like, they don't get along. And I don't get that in couples and in bar fights and stuff like that. Like, you fight over somebody and then, like, the next day you hate each other's guts. I don't really get it. So I gotta find some time to go back over this guy's house and get my freaking sweatshirt back. But that was like the start of my week, because that was like weekend before last. Then last week, what was it, like it was, let's say, midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. I woke up in the morning and I went to make me like a breakfast bowl, throw it in the microwave, make some breakfast. And my microwave was broke. I don't know why, it just broke. So I remembered my mom saying, because my mom's moving right now, she said, "Hey, I've got an extra microwave. If you need it, let me know." I was like, "Oh, sweet, great timing." So I go to call my mom. Well, my phone shut off. I forgot to pay my phone bill. They turned my phone off. So I'm like, well, shit, I got to go up to the shop, pay my phone bill. But hey, I got this check I need to put in my bank. So while I'm out, I will go ahead and put the money in my bank account, which the bank closes around here at 4:30 throughout the week. I look at my phone. Guess what time it is? 4:30 on the dot. So I'm like, well, shit. So I go pay my phone bill and go to Walmart, pick up a new microwave. I get all the way home, and I also need to use my phone, not just to call my mom about the microwave earlier, but now since I have a microwave, I'm like, well, I needed to call, Machinima and talk to him about my roll call video, because I just sent it to him, but I needed to talk to him about it. So I get home, try using my phone still don't work. So I have to go all the way back to the store, and like the lady, I guess she was new, forgot to put like the code in or some shit, I don't know. And so my phone finally was working, I could make all my calls. But it was just like a culmination of things throughout the day, all last week and the weekend before last, and it was just, I don't know, it just really pissed me off, man. It was just really bad. And for those of you that have been asking about the little kid that I said I was talking about in the wet work commentary that kept coming over to my house, everybody's been asking, has he come over anymore? Has he come over anymore? He did come over one other time, but I had company over, so I was able just to kind of yell at him through the door and be like, "Yo, bro, I got company," blah, blah, blah. So I still haven't figured out how I'm going to tell this kid to, fuck off, basically, but still do it being nice. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I did see him the other day, too, when I was out there walking my dog, and he was trying to talk to me, and I just kept walking, trying to ignore the little guy. I don't know. He's just like a little kid that comes over to my house, for those of you who don't know, and not into my house per se, but like just comes over and knocks on my door because he knows who I am and what I do, and he's just like a younger kid, and I just don't want him like around me all the time, man. I just don't like that. So anyway, that's about it as far as like what's happened to me this last week and the weekend before last. It's just been like a huge culmination of stuff. I went from last week being like a really bad week to this week is now going to be like a really busy week because I got to do like a montage review. I've already done it with Blue from Mass Destruction. We're going to be doing like a review over there, Octobertage. And I want to start doing those like every week, maybe like on a Tuesday. Is just picking like one montage and then doing like a review over it, just talking to the editor or the player, somebody that has ownership of the video. And then just, basically upload us talking about the montage on my YouTube with no audio. That way they don't have to worry about music or nothing like that, no copyright issues. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. In the next commentary, I'm actually going to talk about what I'm going to be bringing in to the mix for Modern Warfare 3. There's a lot of things I'm planning on doing. So make sure you guys check out the next commentary. I don't want to drag this on too long, so I'm going to go ahead and just like fade it out and then go to like the end of overtime or whatever, because we pretty much just trapped him in the spawn and raped the shit out of him. And I think I got like, what did I get, 97 kills or something like that in this game. But anyway, look for that video. Should be out I think tomorrow, the commentary with me and Blue over there, Octobertage. And if you want to do one of these in the future, what we're doing, just make sure that you're the player or the editor and send me a link or whatever over Twitter. just tweet at me, let me know. That way I can watch the montage, and then we'll sit down and go over commentary with it. But anyway, that's about it for this. So I guess I will check you guys later. Deuces.